Hello friends, welcome to another video on my YouTube channel. And today in this video we are going to start another series on GitHub Copilot. So I did explore GitHub Copilot in past few days and I thought to create videos on it as well. This will be helpful in day-to-day development process. So how you can use Copilot for your development and everything, we will cover all of that in this series. So in this video, we are going to dedicate about the different modes the Copilot provides: autocomplete mode and plan mode and the agent mode. So let's start with the autocomplete mode. Autocomplete mode is the mode that you might have already seen while working in your day-to-day development work in any of the IDE. Like if you are working on WebStorm or IntelliJ or VS Code, like it generally comes with the IDE as well. So it's same as like that. So it's the same like when you type something on your IDE. So it suggests you things on its own, right? You might have seen some ghost text coming on the IDE. So if you hit tab that, then you accept that, right? So it's the same. So it works like the way, like for example, if you want to create a function and you type something like function calculate total price, and if it gathers the if the ID or the Copilot gathers the context from the file that you are working on, then it suggests you the implementation on its own. Like you don't have to write the everything on its own. Like it will just provide a ghost text which will be the implementation of this function, and if you will hit tab, then it just comes to your ID, right? So this is the autocomplete mode provided by the Copilot. Like so the capabilities here are like code completion is within a single file. So the context that it will just take from the file that you are working on. It will not had the context of all the business scenario or the whole code or everything. It will just look into the current file that you are working on, and based on that it will make you the suggestions. So syntax aware suggestions, obviously, like if the code that is written by the autocomplete is syntactically correct. Like if you are working on JS, it will give you a JS code. If you are working on Kotlin, it will give you a Kotlin code and all those things. So limitations are obviously like it's single file context. Like it does take context only from the file that you are working on. There is no multi-file analysis or context here. It cannot modify files automatically. You have to accept the suggestion by hitting tab or things like that. There are no tools uses or reasoning or planning. Like it's just a suggestion given by the Copilot or the ID based on the syntax, based on the context that is present in the current file. So if it doesn't get the proper context of things, it might give you wrong suggestions, or it might not suggest things to you at all. So to see this in action, let's go to the validation.ts and let me just type this thing. Let me just copy paste from here and let's see. Export function. See, I have not typed the function name, but still it's giving me the suggestion, right? So maybe it has gotten the context from all the validation rules that I have written already in this file about valid email, valid phone number, URL, password. So sanitize input. So it's suggesting me a validate user data as well because it's not present in the file. So it's assuming on its own that I want to validate the user data. So let's say if I do is valid username. So I'm doing is valid username. So it automatically suggested me the username validation because it sees the valid username method is not present in the file. So based on the context that is present in this file only, and based on the doc strings and comments and everything, it gathers the context and then it suggests you things on its own. So this is the autocomplete mode, comes with the Copilot as well. I think different IDs also provide it as well nowadays. So now if I hit tab, I accept the function name. Now it's giving me the implementation as well. So it's giving me the regex and the complete implementation of the valid username. Again, the implementation is coming from the context that is it is gathering from this file only. Like I have so many files here, right? Like the services, APIs and everything. So it's not looking into any of them. It just looks into this particular file and it gives the suggestion according to that. And when you hit tab, you just accept it. So for example, let's say if I do it again, and if I hit tab, the function implementation is complete. So there is no planning or anything like that. So it assumes things here, like based on the context, it assumes that you are trying to do something like this. So if it is correct, you accept it. Otherwise, you type it on your own, right? So this is autocomplete mode. There is no planning. There is no tool uses. There is not much context. It's just a suggestion given by the ID or Copilot to you when you are working on typing something on the ID. So let's move to the next mode, which is plan mode of Copilot. So which is also called chat mode or plan mode. In this, the when you ask a question about a code or Copilot like understand that the LLM comes into the picture here now. So here Copilot will send that as a prompt to the LLM. LLM will gather the context that you are providing or from the code that you have written in the current working directory, or you can provide the context as well, manually provide the context as well. Like if you want Copilot to look into the certain files, you can just give it to the Copilot that look into these certain files and gather the context from here and then answer the question. Things like that are also possible. So the capabilities here are like it answers questions about code, it explains complex algorithms, suggests improvements, generate code snippets on request, or actually this is not valid anymore. So anything you are seeing here about this workspace thing, this is not valid anymore. So this is the old doc actually. So all these things the plan mode can do. The limitation is it does not automatically edit files. Like you have to, it can suggest you the code in the ID, like it will give you the whole code, but you have to copy paste in your files manually. Like it doesn't edit your files. It is limited to 1 or 2 users per response, for example, because it doesn't edit files, right? So it doesn't need tools like edit, write, or things like that, right? It just need a few tools which are mostly about reading the code. So the limitations are like it doesn't use all the tools. It also cannot execute terminal commands directly and no multi-step autonomous workflows. So obviously, because this is a plan mode, it just the thing like uh, you can just take it as a guide that is helping you to do things. Like it doesn't do things for you; it just guides you how to do things. It's up to you if you want to take that suggestion or not. So, for example, if you want plan mode to give you some commands to work on something, then the plan mode will give you those commands. Like in the ID, it will just give you those commands. Then you have to copy paste them on the terminal and execute it yourself. So uh, it doesn't do things for you; it just guides you how to do things. So to see this into the action, let's go here only and then try this. So to open Copilot chat in the VS Code, you have to just I think Copilot comes with the VS Code directly. Like if you are working on some other ID like IntelliJ ID or WebStorm, you can just install the extensions of Copilot on it. So after you have installed the extension, it will just ask you to log in to your GitHub account where you have purchased the Copilot, and then you can start on it. So after that, I'm just showing it in your VS Code. I'll just open this chat. So let's move it here. So this is the chat which comes with the Copilot, and here as you can see different modes are present here. So if I see, there are 3 types of mode: agent, ask, and plan, and all these things, right? So I'll just show you the ask mode because that's what I'm talking about here, the chat mode. And here then it is here the number of the models that are supported by our Copilot. So the models I'm seeing are these many. So these are the models that are supported by the Copilot that are available to me in the Copilot, and all those models will come here once you have logged into the Copilot account. So you can select model here, and as you can see, you are seeing some things here like high, medium, and things like that. So these are the effort levels that are associated with the each model. So obviously they will not be there for everyone. For example, Cloud Sonnet 4.5, you're not seeing anything like this, right? Because here you cannot change the effort. It's the default one. Whatever is the default one, it's there. But for these models like Gemini 3 and Cloud and this Cloud Opus and Cloud Sonnet, these are the effort levels. So default ones are already set, but if you want to change them, you can change it to low, medium, or high. So as you can see, there are 5 different types of effort levels provided by the Copilot. So for this, 3 are coming. So low here means faster responses with less reasoning. So with low effort, the model will respond you faster because they will not work on a problem statement for more amount of time. They will use less tokens, so less cost and less latency while getting the response. Medium will balance reasoning and speed, so it will be a model will look into the more depth into the problem statement. Like it will think more. For example, it will think more. It will just try things out and then give you the answer. Then there is another mode called high, which is default for this one. We can change it to medium, let's say. So it depends on LLM to LLM. Like different LLM supports different effort levels. So the more the level of the effort is, the more the model will take time to think about a problem before giving you the answer. So it may cause you more latency, more tokens, and more cost as well. So it depends on your problem which effort you will choose. For example, if you are writing a small functions like validate username and all those things, low and medium are more than sufficient for that, because these are like simple code. Then if you are planning a system design or something like this, then medium to high will be a good thing. Then if you are doing some more complicated operations related to cloud or things, then high and extra high will make more sense. So depending on the complexity, you can select the efforts. So if you are not sure, you can start with the lowest one, like start with the lowest one, then check the answer. If you are not satisfied, increase the effort. If you are still not satisfied, then increase the effort further. So this is how you can use these efforts. So my example is not very complex. I will be showing only things only on low and medium efforts. So I've selected this medium effort for this GPT 5.4, and let's start with the demo. So as I told you, you can either provide the context on your own, or if you will do not provide the context, uh, it will uh, it will just try to scan all the files according to your question, and it will try to take the context from whatever files you are mentioning here. So for my question here is, what does the strong password function do? So this function is present in validation.ts. So it should be, yeah, here it is. So instead of giving him the context of the Copilot, the context of the whole repo, I'll just select the validation.ts file here. So as you can see, this when I came to this file is coming here as well, right? uh, this file is coming here. So I'll just uh, post this prompt and enter. So as you can see, along with my prompt, this validation.ts file is also going in the prompt, in the context for this LLM. So as you can see, it directly look into the file, and it's giving me the answer immediately. Like it also, my effort level is low, right? So that is why I got the answer immediately. For if I increase the effort, I'm not sure, but for such a simple function, I don't think it will take much time. So let me increase the effort to extra high, and can you explain it again? I don't think it will take much time for such a small function, because these modes are uh, will make a difference when you are working on a complex problems. But yeah, as you can see, it took little bit more time than the previous response, right? It might be returning the same answer. I'm not going through that, but it took a little bit more time to go, went through that, right? Because the function is small, so it was pretty fast anyway. But it takes more time to think about that, to try things on this, and then it gives you the answer. So that is how the efforts differ for a particular LLM model. And obviously they will be different for each, like all of the LLM models will not support the same effort levels. They could be different for each of them. So as you can see, this is a plan mode, right? It's giving you the explanation. Also it can give you the suggestion. So if can you give me code to validate username? So now if I type this, you will see it will give me the code here only. Like it's not editing my file, right? All my files, all this code is like as it is. It doesn't touch anything. It will just take the context whatever you are providing, or from the whole current working directory, and it will just give you suggestions, code or commands that you want to execute here only. So it's giving me the function, and it's also giving me, I think, the test cases like valid username, true false, the different edge case scenarios. So if you want to implement things in this plan mode or ask mode, you have to just copy paste things. Like you have to copy it from here, or click this icon to copy things. I think this is the copy icon, right? Oh no, this is the one. So copy it from here, and then you have to paste it here. So that was from the autocomplete mode. Let's try it for the things. Give me code to validate user data. So I gave the instructor to give me the code to validate user data, right? So it doesn't know what user data is. So now it's, as you can see, if I somehow can expand this, so it's trying to gather context from other files. So in my context, I have just written the validation.ts. It doesn't got that context that could be sufficient to answer this from this file. So it tried to read other files as well, like user service, routes, index, trying to find out what user data means for me. So it I think took context from user service or something, and it's giving me a function according to that. Like it also created interface and everything, and it's giving me a function to validate the user data depending on the user service. So that's how the plan mode works. Like it doesn't edit your files, it just gives you everything in this chat window, and you have to copy paste things to implement them. So now let's move to another mode, which is agent mode. So this is the mode that most of the time maybe you will be working with. So you will be using ask mode and plan mode when you want to get the idea about things, when you want to understand things. Like in plan mode as well, if I look into my validations and suggest improvements. So here in the plan mode, I'm running this prompt to look into my validations, which because I have already provided this as a context, and to suggest the improvements. Okay, now it started giving me the improvements, right? So as you can see, it went through different files. It tried to read validation, routes, user service, and everything to gather the context about the whole thing, and then started creating a plan.md inside this chat window only, where it's suggesting me all the improvements. Like it's writing its findings. The main weakness is not the helper function, then like everything about user service, validations, and everything. Then it's giving me the improvements here only. So let me try this. So same thing about ask, right? Like so it just gives you things here. Plan mode just works in more detail, more depth. It will just plan things for you. And ask mode is like a normal chat, like with another user. So like let's go to the agent mode. Agent mode is more advanced than these two. So it receives high level goals from the user, and it creates the execution plans automatically. So here, as you can see, when you give the prompt to do something, both the modes tell you things on this chat window only. Like they tell you the steps, or they will give you the code, and then you have to copy paste. But agent mode will plan the things, and it will do the things for you as well. So it uses all the tools that are provided by the Copilot, like file system, terminal, search. Like it can run commands for you, it can edit the files for you, and everything. It can debug things for you as well, and everything you can do with the agent mode. So capabilities are read files, write files, executing the commands in terminals, searching the code base, calling external APIs via MCP. So this I will be creating a separate video on MCP and explain the architecture of MCP as well in that. Then multi-step reasoning, error recovery, context awareness, like everything that you will need for a day-to-day work, like in the agent mode will provide it to you. So it's not like automatic autocomplete, like it requires explicit activation. Here obviously you have a token limits in all of them. So token limits is something like the context window that you have per session. So in this you can create a new session like this. So if I click on this plus on the top, it will create a new session for me. So as you can see, all these sessions are my past sessions. So we were currently working on this particular thing. So you can just go to your previous sessions as well while doing that. But a session has a context window limit. So if let me go to this. So as you can see here, if I come here, this depends on model to model, like how many tokens a model supports in a context window. So the model that I'm currently using in this particular session, it has a context window of 400k tokens, and I have just used 6.1k of it. So once this is filled, like if it is 80 or 90% filled, then I will suggest you to compact the session and create a summary out of it, and then start a new session with that summary. Because once this context window is full, the LLM will start losing the older tokens, and it will start losing the older context. So it might start hallucinating and things like that. Like I have created theory videos on this, you can check it out. But once the context window is almost full, I'll suggest you to start a new session with a summary of whatever you have done till the time. So the agent mode is a more advanced mode. It do things for you as well instead of just planning it out. So for example, and I selected the agent mode. I have selected the same model, and let's give it to this prompt. So here I'm saying that look for all the functions in my src directory, and whatever function is missing JSON doc comments, add a comprehensive document to them. So JSON doc strings are like things like this. For example, like this, JSON docs are usually inside the function. Let's see what it will do. So as you can see, if I again go through the, so it's going through all the files in my SRC directly, which is file handler, validation TS, index TS, routes TS, user service TS, like whatever files are present inside my SRC directory. It's going through all of them, and it's trying to find out which function are missing JSON doc and everything. So it didn't find anything, anything that is missing a JSON doc string, and so it didn't make any changes. So let's so my prompt was pretty simple. I think all my functions have a JSON doc string. Yeah, everything has it. So as you can see, it created to-dos for it. Like it created a list of to-dos for itself, like inspect exported functions, add missing JSON docs blocks, validate test files, and everything. So let me remove it from some of them. Let me remove it from here, and let me remove it. Okay. Can you look again? So I asked him to do it again, and now it's searching for different files, I think. Yeah, so it found two functions, right? Is strong password and sanitize output, and it added the doc string for it, right? So as you can see, in the agent mode, it's editing my files. So you see this green text coming here, right? So here it's also saying how many files it has changed. Now it's your responsibility to review this code. Like the LLMs does not always produce correct code. It's your responsibility to review these changes and either keep it or undo them. So this is how agent mode works. Like it can edit things for you as well. It can edit files, it can debug for you, and it can do lots of things for you. Let's try a little bit more complex example. Let's let's try this. Oh, no, not type annotations. Yeah, let's try this one. Let's try to create a new utility function altogether. So in this in the validation.th, I'm trying to add a new utility function to validate the phone number in international format, then update the create user function in the user service TS to use this validation. So it's not only limited to a single file, it can work on multiple files for you. So it first went to the validation.file to add that function. If I go here to the validation.ts, and it's saying validation.ts has changed. So as you can see here, it has added a new function to validate international phone numbers. Then it has went to user service to modify things there. Like it added a phone string here. It added a if clause here to validate the international phone number and everything. Then it went to routes as well to change things according to the to get the phone number from the request body. So whatever you are suggesting, it's going through everything and it's planning what to do according to the to-do list, and then it makes changes for you. So as you can see, if you see the prompt, you only ask the agent mode to make changes in the user service and the validation file, right? But in the validation, as it accepts a new input, it also went to this the route which is using the user service and added a new param here as well. So it goes through everything, takes the context from the whole workspace, and then it plans things for you and executes the things for you as well. It can also execute that commands for you. Like if you will ask agent mode to write test cases, it will do that for you, and it will just run the command as well to run the test cases and get the output from the commands, and if the tests are failing or passing, and if case of failing, it refactors them as well. So try it out on your own. Like all the things I cannot show you here. If you will try it out on your own, like create a small project and create a small rest endpoint and try to write test cases and code and everything using agent mode. Like it will be a fun session for you. So this is about all the different types of modes present in the Copilot, and there is still other things that I will be covering in other videos, like customizing the Copilot behavior. So there is a whole customization hierarchy where the instructions, scoped instructions, prompts, hooks, agents, and skills, and everything comes into the picture. I will be creating separate videos in all these topics, and that is it for today's video. Let's see you in the next video, and please like, share, and subscribe, and have a nice day.